On last night's episode of The Bachelor with Ben Higgins, some crazy stuff went down. We started out with they went to Vegas. They were very excited about going to Vegas, like too excited about going to Vegas. And then we saw that JoJo got the one-on-one date with Ben, and there were fireworks. It was so romantic.
Literally fireworks.
Literally fireworks. They never stopped kissing. And then we had the group date, which was a theater talent performance. And then we had another one-on-one date with who's the one-on-one date?
Becca.
With Becca, and they got hitched. And then we had a very surprise encounter with the twins and Ben, and there were some tears. There were lots of tears, some backstabbing. Mm-hmm. And then finally, when it came, he had to choose two to leave, and shockingly, it was Rachel and Amber. And now we're gonna. I'm joined by Riley Villiers-Furze and Erica Lee.
Hey.
And so, why don't we just get right into it?
All right.
So let's start by discussing the one-on-one with JoJo. Riley.
Okay, first of all, they need to stop repeating dates.
I know.
Like,
it's the same thing every time.
It's the same thing. So last week he went on the helicopter ride with Jubilee.
Okay, they get so excited about helicopters.
Yeah.
And then they're not really.
They're not.
They don't have money.
They're not
Yeah.
cultured.
Yeah.
And then the week before, like, there's like two concerts and like
Yeah.
a couple of the dates. And I was like, what is this?
I personally like JoJo. I think she's really pretty, but I don't really see them ending up together, to be honest.
This is my problem. Is that she was going on about like how her ex-boyfriend, she wasn't the only one in the relationship. I'm like, this show is the epitome of not being the only one. Like, these women, he's literally dating 10 other women, and you like complain that your last relationship was you were the only woman. Like,
Yeah.
Welcome to The Bachelor.
Her last relationship was only 5 months ago.
yeah, I know. Like, she moves on really fast.
What does that say about
I know,
her?
but then of course, like when he's like, "Oh, we have one last surprise," and they go out, and there's fireworks. Shocking.
And all the girls are so shocked to see fireworks. I'm like, those fireworks weren't there for them.
Yeah,
They're probably like fireworks going out somewhere else in the distance.
I don't know. I think they were just being a little bit too dramatic. They were
yeah.
like, I can't believe he would kiss her. Well, they're on a freaking one-on-one
I know.
date.
And I love how she thinks like that Ben did these fireworks for her.
Yeah.
Like these were made by producers. Like, this is not for you.
I have what Olivia said when she saw them go up to the roof.
What'd she say?
It's, I think he's my husband,
Yeah.
and now I feel like I'm being cheated on.
She's
Okay.
psycho.
Okay.
We gotta save the Louis talk for later though.
Okay.
Olivia talks for afterwards, yeah.
But I just need to admit, as to say, okay, when the helicopter came down and all the stuff was flying everywhere, that they just started making out. Literally did not stop kissing for the entire date. Like, and then she admitted later, like, well, the relationship started off very physical, but so we didn't get to talk that much. I'm like, what?
Okay, he doesn't look like a terrible kisser when he's
No,
kissing
yeah.
her.
Yeah, for sure.
But he looks like a terrible kisser when he's kissing every other girl.
Yeah.
I don't.
Especially,
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's move on to the second date.
group date.
Which was with Amanda, Jubilee, Kayla, Lauren B,
Lauren B.
Amber,
Lauren.
yeah, Haley, Emily, Leah, Jennifer, Rachel, and Olivia.
Yes.
I just want to say one thing. Cringeworthy. It was
yeah.
so...
Oh my god,
It wasn't
made
even
me
just Olivia, but the
cringe.
entire thing. Like, who would ever want to go to meet some puppet guy?
Yeah,
I mean,
and
I didn't even know who that
so
person was.
unromantic.
and they have to perform in front of like all those people. I would have been like, I'm out. Like,
Oh my God.
that's so
Wait,
embarrassing.
we gotta back it up for a second. When they first got to Vegas, and that whole like, first of all, they were way too excited, and that thing was on like the that projector kind of,
Yeah.
and they were like, oh my God, that's so romantic. Like, okay, first of all, like literally, how is it romantic when he's dating all 10 of them? Okay, anyways, but yeah, okay, that date was just like the whole thing was
a
just
disaster.
so awkward.
I thought the best people were the twins who did like the
I know.
roller
Okay,
dance.
totally.
They actually had talent. Like,
Yeah.
Jubilee
Yeah.
played the cello.
Okay, but that cello performance wasn't.
Yeah, it was shaky.
She was not Yo-Yo Ma.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, it was shaky. Some of the girls had a bunch of different little
Talents.
yeah talents in quotations that they did. Like Lauren B did juggling, Amanda had hula hooping, Kayla did the hula dance. Lauren H made me really uncomfortable with her dressing up in a chicken
That was so
costume
disturbing.
and then reciting Old MacDonald. It's really weird.
And it was
but
like she was so embarrassed by it, but like
Yeah.
she chose to do that.
Exactly. But
stupid.
nothing topped Olivia's
I don't know what that
showgirl
was.
routine.
I can't even call it. That's an insult to showgirls.
Yeah. It
Like-
was just so awful. It was like a really bad car crash.
Yeah.
You couldn't look away, but you had to look
Yeah.
stare at it. It was just, you can tell that Ben was so mortified and like
so
he was-
embarrassed. She was so embarrassed.
I was like, at first I thought it was a joke. Like I thought she was gonna like wow
Start
us.
something,
Yeah,
yeah.
like start something amazing, like pretending to be all like bad and stuff. But it just got worse and worse and worse.
I think it could have been better, her performance, if she wasn't so nervous and like, insecure
It's like you could
about
feel
it.
her. Yeah. And she's like, I'm embarrassed. And then she had a panic attack.
Yeah, she had a panic attack, which happens at once a year. There's always
Yeah.
someone who has a panic attack.
In Chris's season, it was Kelsey the Black Widow, and then Sean's
Okay.
season, it was Tiara.
Kelsey, though, didn't have a panic attack. I'm just throwing that out there. I know panic attacks, and that's not one.
It was just like, it was crazy.
Okay.
I don't know.
And
What
then,
else?
so then you go to the cocktail party
Yes.
afterwards.
Oh,
And-
it's just
this was bad.
downhill
This was
from
bad.
here.
And
Okay.
then Olivia steals Ben
For twice.
But first, she steals him, and they have a conversation.
Which
and
she
then-
didn't particularly feel comfortable with.
Yeah, and she was like, I'm so embarrassed. I hope you don't think less of me. Like, I was just so embarrassed. That wasn't me. I was so uncomfortable. I just want to show you the real me. And then they got interrupted, and they didn't get to kiss.
And then during her first conversation, she would talk about her in third person. She's like, Olivia's here for the right reason. I'm like,
Yeah.
why are you talking in third
That's so
person?
weird. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, it was just weird. And
No,
she's
but-
like,
and yeah, and
we
then-
need to progress. We haven't progressed. And I was like,
And then she left and got interrupted, and then she came and interrupted someone else.
one of the twins.
And he was like, you could tell that he was like irritated. He was talking to her, and she's like, she looked and she was like, oh no, and he's like, no, keep talking, I want to hear.
Yeah.
Because he was like, oh gosh, she's coming. Dun, dun,
but the weird thing is,
dun.
like, why did he pick her again?
Yeah, and then...
Because that's what the producers want.
Yeah. And then
And
when
it's not all up to him. Believe me.
Okay.
then she comes back the second time...
When it's final like 5, like it's more of it's up to him.
Yeah.
Because that's actually like legit. Go on.
When she comes back for the second time, he's like saying sorry and like we didn't get to
Yeah.
leave things off and I didn't want to ever leave these things with you, and he's like, don't apologize, you've literally done nothing
Yeah.
wrong. Like, I don't know.
And then the kiss was just, I remember the kiss at
Yeah.
the rose ceremony was so awkward because
Yeah.
he was like pulling away. But anyway, no, but then,
Wait,
oh my
what
gosh.
kiss at the rose ceremony?
After it was before, it was like
Yeah.
before he was picking. It was like the cocktail party before. But I just remember when Kayla came up to him and she's like, let's just get to it. And then started like sucking his face.
Yeah, she puts his legs on his lap and I'm like, what's going on? And then she's like, let's just get to it, and then makes out with
And it was
him.
very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Okay, sometimes when you see, it's like when you see kissing on TV, it's romantic. But when
Yeah.
you see it in person, like
Yeah.
making out, it's not romantic.
Yeah.
And that's how it looked to me.
Yeah.
Like,
Really?
Yeah. It was just weird. I think he called her
a sex panther.
in unison.
Out of all the things he could say, he had to use.
It's like, are you an anchor man? Are you promoting some perfume or cologne?
It was just that made me so uncomfortable more than the kissing
Yeah,
that he
it was-
called her
it
that.
was just like-
and then he called her a tigress. I was like, why? Like,
It was just odd. It was really
So
strange.
weird. And then Lauren H. and Ben have a little conversation inside the
Oh,
theater.
that just irked me.
And-
Ugh.
And Ben brings out like a
Some dumb
ventriloquist
ventriloquist doll.
yeah, that's supposed to be Ben, calling it Little Ben. And first he asks Lauren if she'll sleep with him, but
Yeah.
through the doll. And then Lauren in her, are they called like confessionals?
I guess.
Yeah.
I have no idea what they're called.
Yeah, I
Private
guess,
interviews?
Yeah, I guess her confessional later said Little Ben is bigger than she expected, which is just so weird.
Like that's a kindergarten teacher.
Yeah, kindergarten teacher. She also said something else the other night, but I don't think we can mention it because
it's not.
Stay
school
tuned
appropriate.
later for the after show.
Yeah, the explicit version will be available on our website.
What else happened?
I just have to throw out there, like, I think Ben looks like a terrible kisser. I said
But
that
he looks
many.
good with Lauren.
No, I just don't think he looks
At
like
all?
a good kisser at all, except with JoJo. I said,
Oh,
like,
yeah, yeah,
on
yeah.
their one-on-one, but I just had to throw it out there.
You just have to get it out.
Yeah, I
You
have to
can't.
get it out because he looks like a terrible kisser.
Well, that all started when him and Lauren and that other had that date.
Oh, on the plane?
Yeah, Lauren B's date with him when they were in the helicopter, and he like went in for a kiss, and they just like bumped heads, and it was just
He just looks like seems like
He
a
just
very
seems- yeah.
awkward person, and when he tries to be a little bit more like romantic, I think
Suave.
it just gets
It's just
so
weird.
gross
It's like
and
a little
weird.
boy just trying to be like that.
But Lauren B's date at the cocktail party after the talent show went really well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So well, in fact, that he gave her a rose.
He gave her the rose. I think he really okay, I genuinely think he really likes her.
Yeah.
Just like the way he's with her, like physically and verbally, like just what he says to her, he's very endearing, and I think that he really wanted. She was unsure. Like, of course she's unsure.
Yeah.
Like he's with other 12 other women.
Yeah.
So, or I don't know the exact
And
number, but
I liked how she said
13.
the one thing, because I usually don't like what they say at all and just think they're being really
Yeah.
stupid. But I liked what she said about, well, like, I know you're not going to fall in love with someone on the first date.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, a little bit of intelligence there.
Yeah.
Nice.
well, I mean, it's not even intelligence, like common sense.
Yes, I think most of the girls like are not very smart.
No.
like at all.
Because they're literally putting their life on hold to find love with some random guy.
But I don't know. I just find. Okay, no.
Yeah.
I just find that really, the stuff that they say is very, I don't know, like.
Literally, they're giving it up for this guy.
Yeah.
It's about the guy. It's not about them.
Yeah, I know, but like it's
Yeah.
weird.
No,
I
it's strange. It's like I don't know. I wouldn't go on the show.
Yeah, no, I recognize that this show is like completely
Yeah, like
Garbage.
disclaimer, everyone. We know
No.
that this is not all about finding love and like it's romantic and he plans all the dates. Let me just get that out there. He does not plan all the dates. He
plans none of
he
the
plans
dates.
none of them. Yeah,
Zero.
all the women think he does.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
I totally recognize that this show is against every feminist belief
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have ever held in my entire
Exactly.
life. I
But
just
it's good
can't
TV.
stop
It's
watching
a car
it.
crash.
It's-
You
yeah.
can't look
Like-
away.
It's just so good, but
Yeah.
so bad at the same
Okay,
time.
and then this awkward, horrible fourth date
Oh.
with Emily and Haley, the twins.
Wait, no, wait. Did he go on the date with Becca first?
No.
Okay, that was after.
Oh,
No,
no,
they went
Becca
with
was
the-
before.
Okay, Becca.
Sorry,
They,
the third date.
I'll just explain what it was. They basically went to she was given a wedding dress and then picked up in like a pink Cadillac and then drove into this wedding chapel in Vegas. And he got down on one knee and said, "I want to spend like basically like pretending he was going to propose." And then shock, surprise, he didn't actually propose. He was ordained, so they performed services or performed their like the wedding vow.
Yeah.
Can I just
thing.
say that the dates have gotten extremely bad? Like it's
Yeah.
not even. It doesn't even look fun anymore. Like
No.
I looked at past Bachelor episodes last night, and the dates were
You're like,
so much.
she's like into it.
Yeah, the games are. I mean, like the dates are so much more interesting. They actually went
Yeah.
to cool places and actually did really cool, like
Yeah,
extravagant.
they went to
dates.
like the neon sign, like
Yeah.
junkyard museum, and I'm
Yeah, I was
like,
what?
And
yeah.
ordaining people does not sound like my
no,
idea.
like,
of
I
a
don't want
good
to spend the whole time with other people. I
Yeah.
want to be with the person because you barely know the person at all.
exactly.
So you want to
And
spend any
then
time with them. You can.
afterwards, they awkwardly talked about her being a virgin.
Yes,
Oh,
that was
that
very
was-
odd. And then he tried to make a connection between
Yeah.
the two of them, like as if they were similar because he wasn't a virgin and she was.
And then he's like, I'm not a virgin because of my religion. You're a virgin
I'm like,
because
what?
of your
Like,
religion.
are you like, it's like, I don't want to say it. It's like, it was
So
really
weird.
Yeah.
And I look back on Caitlin's season as well. He's like when he sounded so intelligent, but this season he just
Yeah, I
He
liked
sounds
him.
Oh
so
my
dumb.
God.
Yeah, I really
He's
liked
so-
him Caitlin's season, which makes me worried because, not worried. I guess like, oh, you know
Concerned.
what? I shouldn't even be shocked. I was gonna say shocked that like he was so much smarter than everyone else, but you know I don't think that's such a hard feat.
Okay, so anyways, Becca and him, the date was good. She gave him a rose, they kissed, yada, yada, yada. But then, this is when the show got to another level.
This was insane. This was like so awkward and just so uncomfortable.
It was
to watch.
so weird. It was twisted. I'm like, this is like fake. I can't believe this is actually happening. Well, it is fake, but you know. I guess Chris Harrison came down to their suite in Las Vegas and told all the women that Ben was going to have a special 2-on-1 date.
Which is always a bad thing.
It was always bad because you
Everyone
know
hates
one woman is
2-on-1s,
going
yeah.
home.
But what I realized is, like, as the years went on, they stopped doing the
Yeah,
2-on-1
yeah.
dates, which is
Yeah.
That wasn't
more
as often.
interesting.
Yeah.
But the
continue.
the 2-on-1 was with the two twins, Emily and Haley, and Ben. And basically, they had lived in Vegas. They're literally straight out of college.
I
or if they
found
went to
out that they
college.
have a job and they're like cocktail waitresses, and they have their own blog. And one of the tips to have
Shut up.
Yeah, and one of the tips they have for a good selfie is like to put your tongue on the top of your the roof, like inside, because it will make your face look slimmer.
That is disturbing.
But
What was I saying? Okay, so the basically 2-on-1. They got in a limo. The two of them, Ben in the middle. This is so weird. This is like literally his fantasy, though. Mm-hmm. And
let's be honest.
So
he
they
wants
drove
that
to
sex with
their
them.
house, the girl's house in Vegas, and basically each girl kind of spent a little bit of time with him, and then he spoke to their mother, and basically like, what can I know about these two girls? Because I'm pretty sure up until that date, he had no idea
Which
his
one was
feelings
it?
about either
Yeah,
of them.
exactly.
He just
He
had to
didn't
keep them.
know
Because
who was Haley, who
I
was
think he
Emily.
he didn't know who was Haley, who was Emily.
the only way you could tell was because of her thumb.
Yeah.
But then I guess it was a little interesting.
Oh, wait. Before we get to that, when they walk into... Oh, I don't even know which one's
Say it.
Haley or Emily's
Oh,
one.
Emily the first one was
Emily's the
Haley.
one with the finger.
The first one was all the boyfriend pictures was Haley.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Haley. When they walk into Haley's room and she has like a bunch of photos with different ex-boyfriends up in
Yeah,
her room.
it was a little
and
sketch.
she's like, oh, I can't believe they didn't take these down. It's so embarrassing. They should have taken these down. I was like, why do you have them up to begin
Yeah.
with?
And
Like,
does
they
she
shouldn't have
still
to
live
take
with
them
her
off.
parents?
Yeah.
They live at home with their
Yeah,
mom.
so it's like-
and their 5 dogs.
Yeah. So it's like you would have taken those down. I don't know. It was strange.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, Haley and him were kind of talking like, how do you feel? It seemed very distant.
I think that if they live at home with their mom still, I don't think they're ready for marriage because
No,
they
are
are
you kidding?
not like independent
No,
enough.
not at all. But then it was really interesting because when Emily and Ben were sitting down, kind of talking, and just the way they were like next to each other, you could tell that he was going to pick her because she's like kind of very more aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
She basically said to him like throwing your sister under the bus, so her she doesn't really know about her feelings. Like she's not really like she doesn't really know how she feels, and I'm definitely like more invested in this. And I was kind of like, oh my gosh, you're totally throwing your sister under the bus right now.
Yeah.
I felt so bad for her. And then the mom didn't make it any better.
No.
When she was saying,
She's like Emily's the more dominant one. Once you get to know Haley, you'll like her more.
Yeah.
And I was like, what kind of mother throws her own daughter kind of under
know.
the bus?
And then-
Yeah.
Like,
and then he sits them both down
Yeah, at the same time.
next to their mother.
I think he handled that terribly.
Yeah, my soccer...
okay, how else was he supposed to handle it?
I think he should have at least like taken her and like
Aside, yeah.
and said like, oh, I'm sorry, blah blah blah, like to make it a little bit more personal instead of like making her go through that.
next
and, like,
to her mom and her
Next to her
sister, the
sister,
one he's
which
going to go
is-
off with.
Yeah, like I feel like that hurt a lot more.
It's like sitting down. I mean, this is a terrible comparison, but sitting down with like your husband and your sister, and like him basically being like, "Oh, I'm leaving you for your sister." Like
Yeah.
it's like literally, it's so awkward. And then the sister and him, and she was crying. And Emily and him drove off in the limo together, and she's like up and close, and
she
like
was
Yeah.
making out with
Yeah,
him. I'm like,
she was all over him.
she was
I was like,
crying about her sister when like
2 minutes ago. And
Yeah.
I was like,
and she's like, I really
confused.
hope it's me that he picks.
Yeah. Ugh, it was just
it was so bad.
so
It was bad.
twisted.
Yeah, and then my soccer coach, because he watches The Bachelor, was talking. He goes, "No, what other way is he supposed to handle that?" And I was like, "There are so many better ways to handle that."
I think because he's a guy, he only thinks one way,
yeah.
and he didn't really think of a different way.
yeah,
It was just bad.
And it was just, I think it was just a guy thing.
I just
but
was like,
no
ooh, that is
excuse.
just uncomfortable. Okay, next up
okay.
we
Then
have
the rose ceremony.
rose ceremony. This was the most predictable thing of the night. I don't know. It was kind of like we knew who was going home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
He had made connections with the other women
Way faster.
way faster than he made with Rachel and Amber.
Yeah.
And Rachel
Amber-
Amber didn't really get a lot of airtime.
Yeah, and I don't think was Amber the one that had been on The Bachelor before?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and the thing with Amber was every time I think she didn't make a good impression with him.
Yeah.
Like
No,
with
she
the
did not.
first time with Jubilee.
Oh,
You know?
you can tell that he was defending
Yeah, he
Jubilee,
was
and he
defending
was
Jubilee.
like offended that Amber would even
That
have
Amber
the
went out.
audacity.
Well, basically, yeah.
Or say
Jubes.
But the thing with Amber too is, I think it was like the second episode of the season. She kept complaining that she wasn't getting time with Ben. She wasn't getting time with Ben.
You
I'm like,
make your own time.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, you were on The Bachelor before. You know that you have to go up and ask.
Yeah,
if
if
you
you
can
just sit
steal
there
him
and
for a
like
moment.
and wait for him to come up to you, he's
Yeah.
never gonna do that.
Yeah.
what I don't understand is
Unless you're
because-
Lauren B.
unless The Bachelor, I mean, like on The Bachelor, you have to be aggressive, and like there are obviously a lot more aggressive girls than others, but like everyone gangs up because one girl is a lot more aggressive than the others.
Yeah.
But that's the whole point of the show.
Yeah.
So I don't. That to me, that's just
Yeah.
really confusing.
And I think it is interesting though because Lauren B doesn't necessarily put herself out there as much as the other women, but he's yet so drawn to her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he intentionally like make sure he goes out of
and
his way to talk to her.
He gave her that rose that other like after the group date because he wanted to like her to be reassured that he's really interested in her, which I think was like a pretty like that said a lot right there.
But back to Amber, I think the way she handled the rose ceremony, like she took her heels off. She went off in the corner and like cried. I was like, come on, you're a 30-year-old bartender. Get it together. You're on national TV.
She doesn't even have it together. She's been on The Bachelor twice.
Yeah. And then she was like, I'm so stupid. I let this happen to myself twice. I'm so stupid.
You're stupid for going on the show in the first place.
Exactly. And then, what else happened during the rose ceremony?
And then Rachel left, which I didn't really care about her or really know. She was unemployed.
I had no idea who she was.
No.
Okay, so
unemployed
they
girl.
put her unemployed, but then when you saw the twins, their occupation was twins.
I know.
See, that's what, like, people were talking, like, what are they going to put since they're no longer twins anymore? And so, like, back to their job.
Was a twin.
Ex-twin.
What else happened? Oh no, Olivia.
Yes, Olivia interrupts Jen's first one-on-one time with Ben that week.
Oh yeah.
I think Olivia at the rose ceremony, like she is so
she's crazy.
She's so crazy because she's like, oh, he like pushed off on my leg.
Pushed off my leg, all this stuff.
And
like,
I know that's a secret message that we have, and I'm like, what? You make girls and women look so bad.
Of course, it was the three of them. It was her, Rachel, and Amber, and Olivia, Rachel, Amber, and then she chooses Olivia last, and she goes. I think it was like I know he meant by it, like she was saving the best for last. I'm like, no, he didn't.
When Olivia stole Ben and took him up to like
and
the
had
room,
and had like cheesecake.
And had like the cheesecake and talked with him and whatnot. That was fine. Like, it was just weird and awkward, but it wasn't, like, anything horrible. Then she goes downstairs, and JoJo asks, like, oh, what do you guys talk about? And then she tells her that she told Ben that she was falling for him, when she didn't say that at all. And I was like, why lie about that? That's so weird.
She also said that Ben told her that he reciprocated those feelings.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, he never said that.
I think he's trying to be as nice as possible because he knows if he kind of like steps over the line, like he's gonna like Olivia's gonna go even more crazy.
He has to like keep it back. He has to like be like neutral kind of. Yeah. And he can't really say anything too good or too bad because then she'll like go crazy.
So I think that next week for sure she's gonna get
so good.
She's gonna
next week, the claws are out.
They're going to Mexico next week.
People love Mexico.
That's what they said, but they said Mexico. Mexico.
Apologies to the the entire Hispanic community
for The Bachelor.
For the Bachelor, no, I'm sorry to the entire
world about The Bachelor.
Human race. Like, I'm really sorry about the show.
They go to Mexico next week. We see little clips of Jubilee going crazy next week. The Jubes going crazy. Like, it's so good when he says to her, all I want to do is hold your hand, and you just like pull away from me.
That literally breaks my heart because like I think that was the moment when I was like, oh, I really like it because
it took him a lot, I think, to say that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. And then he realized it's Olivia's crazy.
And then his scene where like the other scene they show where he is talking to Jubilee and he's like, I love you, and then she's like, yeah, you've said that to like 4 other women.
It's like, of course he did, but he's also making out with 4 other women. So when he goes in for a kiss, are you gonna back away or are you gonna like reciprocate?
I think she's taking it way too personally, and that's not what the show is about, and she does realize that.
She's trying to make herself, everyone has a character. Everyone's a character. She's trying to be the crazy, or not the crazy, but the complicated one who has a rough past. And,
I mean, I get that she was adopted. She went through a lot of things.
That's valid, like 100%. Like, that's legit, but
I don't know, like doing that on television, I feel like she has a secret agenda or something.
Yeah, there is this show. I can't remember the name of it right now. I'll look it up and put it in the summary. But there was this show on, I think it was Lifetime, that made fun of The Bachelor. It was a scripted TV show. Unreal.
I love watching that.
Yeah,
it was
hilarious. You need to watch it. It was a really good show. But there were 2 black girls on the show. Mm-hmm. And they approached because the girl, let me just start off by saying that the girl who like wrote the show actually did a lot of work for The Bachelor.
Really?
Yeah. So she knows like a lot of what goes down and a lot of what the producers have to say to the contestants and whatnot. And
so interesting.
Yeah, and so
really good.
at one point the producers go up to the 2 black girls and say, hey, you know you're not staying here for very long.
No.
Yeah, you
So it's
know
like-
you're not going to stay here. So to stay here,
Yeah,
you need to be
the crazy one.
And that's what Jubilee's doing.
She's being the crazy one.
Not trying to be like racist or anything
Yeah.
like that. But like
that's
everyone
just how the
knows.
show works.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how the show works. Ethnic girls don't get to stay.
Yeah. Why do you think there's always one time
They
in
always-
Christmas season?
they
It was
always-
all blondes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
they always
season's
pick the
all
girl.
blondes.
They always pick the girl next door.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like the perfect little. You know, that's going to be a
Innocent,
suburban
yeah.
housewife that's going to, do,
Exactly.
and oh my gosh.
And most of them are going to be
yeah, they're not going to be
housewives, they're not gonna
career
be-
women.
Yeah.
And, I think
And the people there's some career women attorneys,
JoJo's
lawyers,
a real estate agent.
yeah. And I'm like, why are you putting your
know.
life on hold? Like, come
Well,
on,
and
it's
it's like
not
Lauren
that
B's a
worth
flight
it.
attendant.
Ooh.
She's like,
But-
I love my job. I've been doing it for 3 years, and like, honey, you don't
3
get
years.
paid that
Yeah.
much.
Well, and,
it's not that great of a job.
When Lauren H was talking about I know he just wants that the one that's going to be that soccer mom taking kids to practice, and I'm like, why? No, that's just it just irritates you. That's the expectation of women. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it makes me really upset because
I don't know.
I think they have the capability to be so much better instead they go on
Yeah.
The Bachelor.
This is
become
why
famous.
Yeah, they just give a lot of women a bad rap. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Okay, so we already talked about the preview for next
Yes.
week, and we'll go back to that now, seeing as much as we've talked about how much we hate the show, which people probably won't believe
I
because
know.
we're
bringing
talking about
politics
the
into
show.
I know they're probably they secretly love it.
Yeah.
and we do love
Love
it, but
it.
we don't believe it's legit.
But Olivia also goes crazy. Not that she hasn't been already, but goes
Yeah.
super crazy, it looks like, and tells who has the kid?
Amanda.
Tells Amanda this is like an episode of Teen Mom,
Because she has two little girls.
which is insane because I actually think Amanda's older than Olivia,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
she?
Amanda's 25, 26.
Yeah.
And she has 2 kids.
Yeah,
under
she
the age
had
of 5.
kids. I don't think she had kids when she was 18 or anything.
Yeah.
No,
That'd be 19.
she was.
They're
I
young.
think she married young and
Yeah.
then got divorced young.
Yeah, she is divorced,
Yeah.
so that makes sense.
So
And then Ben finds out about Olivia's craziness because I don't remember who it was, but someone tells Ben I think
Oh,
there's a side.
I think it was one of the.
It was one of the
It was
yeah.
one of the twins.
Well, it was Emily.
Yeah, I guess we can just say Emily. Yeah.
I'm not.
Tells Ben, I think there's a side to Olivia you haven't seen, and then they show one of those
Twin two.
classic Bachelor scenes where they're walking through the area outside with pace and
You see the cameraman's feet.
Yeah, and the camera's shaking because they're trying to follow them, and it's just
There's so
very
many
angry
bloopers
music.
where the cameraman falls down and it's the funniest thing ever. But
I want to intern for that show.
Me too.
Oh, I just found my dream job right there. Literally dream job. Okay,
Producer for The Bachelor.
Oh my god, literally. That's
Watch Unreal, and you might not want to be a producer.
Oh,
for
no,
The
I don't
Bachelor.
But
want
I
to be
think-
an intern so I can watch and
But I think Unreal accurately kind of portrays
I'm gonna watch
was
this
it,
show
The
now.
Bachelor.
I think there's parts of it that are super accurate, and parts of it that are
exaggerated.
Yeah, exaggerated.
But for the most part, I feel it portrays it.
Okay, and then I just have one more question before we leave because that was all that happened. All that we got to see for next week. Who punches
Who is
Leah.
it? Leah.
Leah in the face?
My bet is Jubilee. She's a war veteran. She's gonna punch and be the aggressive one. I mean, there's no other girl I think who is the type.
Did they
to
ever
beat.
say punch?
She
had a black
She has
eye.
okay.
Unless it's really good makeup. I mean, what else? Why else?
So what
would they
happened
show
was
that?
in the very first episode, when they do
Yeah.
the 5-minute season preview, it showed kind of craziness going on, but you never see who's really being crazy. And then it sits down with Leah at the confessional, and she goes, "I don't know why she'd hit me," or something like that. And she has this giant black
I have no
eye.
idea who it is.
All the other crazy girls are gonna leave. Or left
Yeah.
Lace. So it's either Jubilee or
Olivia.
Olivia.
The other girls are so timid.
Yeah.
No, the other girls are also very tiny,
Yeah.
and I don't think they would have that much force
I think
to
it's
actually
Jubilee. I think it's
punch
Jubilee.
someone.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
think
gonna
it's.
go
I don't think it's
Jubilee.
next episode, but it might be the episode after.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Jubilee, and I think Olivia's definitely going home next week.
Yeah, for sure. Because I don't know who else he would send home. Maybe
Yeah.
Lauren, but that's it.
Okay.
All right.
So let's wrap this up. Thank
Thanks
you
for
for
listening.
Thanks for listening. Tune in next week to hear more about the next episode.
And how much we hate it. Bye.